So if you're all ready, I would like to introduce you to the class, the graduating class of Callahan's Karate, May 2017. You all ready? If they think you know that you're excited for them, a little bit more noise, a little bit more noise. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are. Quite intense. It's going to get a little bit more intense in here in just a moment. What you're going to see next are demonstrations of what we call our forms, which are those items that we use to learn muscle memory and self-control of our bodies as we continue to learn more moves using our arms, legs, hands, and feet that are part of self-defense techniques. The other demonstrations that you will see will be actual self-defense techniques. Those will be pretty obvious. If you've been around for a few years, or if you've at least seen one graduation exercise before, we're going to do things just a little bit different this year. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Kelly. Yes.
Who is in group 1? Let's give them a round of applause because they volunteered to go first. and adults, group one.
Nicely done. The cool thing, I keep saying that, I'm sorry. One of the many cool things about martial arts as a sport and the self-discipline and everything that comes from it is that it's an individualized sport where you do things at your own pace and your own timing, and you develop that self-discipline. So many of the things that you saw opposite here today, again, these students individually work hard together. Then when they do things as a team, it comes together even more cleanly. And then they get to encourage one another, which makes them a better person, which again passes on into all aspects of life. Studies have proven that people that take martial arts have a better focus, and in school and education, they've seen increasing grades. We're talking in all martial arts across the board. That's amazing to know that a child or an adult can come to a class, do this type of thing, and get so much more out of it than you would ever expect. This particular studio has been put together in such a way that I don't think it could be duplicated. The dedication, time, and effort put in by Mr. and Mrs. Callahan and their entire staff, including their 2 senior instructors, Mr. Clemens and Mr. Gonzalez, is amazing, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be part of that. Part of the self-discipline. By the way, during the self-techniques, during the group number 6, hey, Mr. Clemens, want a little more? I saw that. The student called you on that was great. Part of the self-discipline and part of the program is every one of these people has to also write an essay of what they're getting out of karate, what it means to them, what they put into it. And again, it takes that extra step beyond just the physical aspect of everything that you just saw here and everything that they do in class. They had a 4-mile run this morning, most of them. Then they had several hours of kicks, jumping jacks, push-ups, sparring. It's been a full day for all these people. This isn't just you get up in the morning, put on your uniform, and come to graduation. They've done a lot of hard work. For those of you who haven't been in touch and haven't heard the whole story, ask them about their day. But part of it is writing the essay and explaining yourself why you're here. So we've got 2 very special essays this afternoon. So first I'm going to call forth Chase Larimore.
I think I would be a good black belt because the karate school, because I overcome testing, teasing, and also stand up for others and also help others. I am teased about being the worst of things, but I keep trying to get better and don't let them get to me. A lot of times, and that takes a lot of perseverance to do that. For example, I try to get better at things and do things for a long time every day, but not just one thing, but everything. I also stand up for others. One time during dismissal, someone hit someone. Papers out of their hands, and I said, don't do that. Another time, someone took someone's pencil and I helped them get it back. I also help others. For example, during school, I clean up everything, but I'm not asked to. Also, at the end of the day, I clean up everything in the classroom and even in the hallway. At home, I shovel the porch in the winter. And that's why I think I would be a good black belt for the karate school.
This next essay was written by a parent who came to join us after her son had been here for a few years. It's a pleasure to have her in the same class that I had actually attended. I learned a lot from her. Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Abbey.
You must do the thing you think you cannot do, said Eleanor Roosevelt. Karate has been a deeply meaningful journey for me self-defense aspects of karate, being a student at Callahan's has been one of tremendous mind-body growth. Karate has taken me out of what used to be my comfort zone, which was a place that included self-doubt about my physical abilities. Growing up, I was always the shortest kid in the class, wore thick glasses, and could be found in the library at recess rather than outside on the playground. I was uncoordinated and never played a sport. I was that kid who was the last one picked for teams in gym class. So when I thought about trying karate, I honestly wasn't sure that I'd be good at it. I didn't think I was athletic enough. I didn't think I could run 4 miles. Being in the supportive and encouraging environment at Callahan's has taught me to expand how I think about my own potential and not let my past define my present. I learned that my limitations were not in my abilities, but in the way I thought about myself. Karate has been about choosing to challenge myself in ways that I didn't think that I could. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better, said Maya Angelou. Karate has been about empowerment. Empowerment is a framework I've studied and used in my professional work for over 25 years as a social worker in the field of gender-based violence. Empowerment has been a key component of my work with survivors of intimate partner violence to help them find their own safety and healing. Empowerment isn't something that you can give to someone else. It comes from within. I can help someone to identify and build her strengths, support her choices, and maintain hope in the face of difficulty and challenges. Even though I've worked with thousands of victims and survivors, I did not fully realize what empowerment felt like until I trained in karate. Every time I would think that maybe I wasn't suited for martial arts, or maybe I couldn't kick the pad as hard as the next person, I had to make a conscious decision to persist and persevere, rather than get discouraged. When I had a minor injury, I thought about quitting and even took some months off. I weighed the pros and cons and ultimately decided that I wanted to achieve my black belt. I had to figure out strategies to be successful that work specifically for me. For example, at certain times in my training, I needed to go to karate more frequently than the usual twice-per-week class requirement in order to become more confident with the self-defense techniques and forms. I also needed to take notes and practice at home. I'm grateful to have instructors and mentors at Callahan's who encouraged me, although ultimately I learned that my own progress in karate was not dependent on others. It had been about self-empowerment, believing in myself, building on my own strengths, and making active choices. This is a really favorite quote. "It's never too late to be what you might have been," said George Eliot, also known as Marianne Evans. I started karate in my mid-40s, and here I am now in my 50th year of life. Being a student again at my age has been humbling. Karate has taught me to be patient and realistic about the process of mastering new skills. I tend to be a perfectionist and want to think through every possible outcome and scenario before taking action. And in karate, I have learned to trust my intuition and react without hesitation. It's still a work in progress, and I have to try not to overthink karate. As part as the student creed says, I will develop self-discipline in order to bring out the best in myself and others. Karate reminds us that the definition of our best self is continually expanding as we grow and learn every day. Being at Callahan's has been a way to practice that value, emphasizing that it's never too late to recreate your best self. Last week, I signed up to be a coach for my daughter's softball team, which is slightly amusing because I've never played softball. But the league needed parent volunteers, and I decided that I can learn new skills. Karate has taught me to go for it and try out new things. In this new role, I will do my best. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much, said Helen Keller. Callahan Karate's commitment to building community and service to others are core values that resonate strongly with me. I've been inspired and grateful to see the many ways in which the Callahans intentionally work to foster a sense of community within and across multi-generations of students, from preschoolers to adults. Mr. and Mrs. Callahan, Mr. Clements, Mr. G, Sally, and Sean give so much of themselves at the karate school. Their kind and respectful interactions with students, sharing their own stories and experiences, and of course their skillful instruction in martial arts and fitness. I look at the positive influence they have had on my son's life and the sense of confidence and belonging he feels at the karate school and in his job as a student instructor. I've learned from my time at karate that it is possible to create a culture and community of authentic kindness, positive regard, and respect for all. It gives me hope and balance as I'm exposed to the harsher sides of human nature and the negative impacts of violence in my professional work. Practicing karate also gives me determination and motivation to continue to work against injustices in our world by always leading with positivity and a sense of possibility. Thank you.
Never ceases to amaze me how many people come up here with just the right thing in their essay that brings me to the edge of tears. Thank you, Tina, and it's cool. What we're going to do next is award our belts to these wonderful students. So we're going to get these tables out to the center of the stage. What we're going to do is those who are junior black belts that have already received their junior black belt, they're getting a second red stripe put on their black belt at the end, and those who are going from second degree junior to third degree junior will also be doing the same. So we'll start with those two groups, and then we'll move on. So ladies and gentlemen, here's your graduating class 2017 May. Second degree junior black belts. Starting with Liam Jewer. Ada Jones. Devin Caution. Ainsley Keating. Amanda McDonald. Ryan McWalter. Yakov Mikolov. Devin Patel. Zach Posler. Lucy Sabian. You don't have to be shy with it. I was going to do ooh, you can do it louder. Akira Amun. Madeline Walcott Schickler. Students going from second degree to third degree junior black belt. Eli Chang. Toby Chang. Sophie Cohen. Evan Iverson. Sachin Kawaromani. Anirudh Kumar. Hogan Lawler. Owen Lawler. Will McIntosh. And Owen White. Did I miss anyone in those two categories? This next group are earning their first degree, their actual first degree, and actual first junior black belt. Thomas Barney. Chloe Barella. Ryan Bray. Elliot Jensen. Daniel Penny. Sam Kinch. Peter Kittredge. Alexander Polias. Chase Larimore. Jackson Masters. Will Payton. Jishan Sheikh. And Althea Walensky. All the belts are gone? I didn't miss anyone? Our adults and teens first degree black belt. Aiden Fox. Stephen Lowen. Tina Nappy. Liam Oates. Karen Parikh. Tori Postler. Catherine Richardson. Reed Sutter. And all the way up from Houston, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Thomas. This particular season, we've had a bunch of other black belt graduations to other degrees as well, but with us here today for his second degree black belt, please give a big, big round of applause for Griff Wood. While they're here, our awesome staff at County Squad. Mr. Conley is going to take it from this point on, doing the belt tying ceremony. After everything is done and all the awards are done of special weapons for the different degrees, and once you've given your last huge round of applause, that's going to be so loud we're going to like shake the roof and make it go up a little bit. After all that happens, please feel free to come on up and greet your students, take pictures, and then just enjoy your time, enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much for being here with us today. On behalf of just myself, perfect, it's exciting to see this place fill up like this for this graduation. Mr. Richard Kelly.
Okay, this is the coolest part where you get to tie on your black belt for the first time. A little tradition that we do, and have all of you guys kneel down. And just put that black belt on the floor right in front of you, so you kneel right down on both knees. I know a lot of you have sore knees from the day. Take a second, tie up your old belt. Tie the belt. Just put your old belt next to you on your right-hand side. Try and fold it up nice and neat. You're going to form the letter L with both belts. So the old belt will be to your right, the new belt will be out in front. Put the brown belt just to your right, and on the left side of your body. Excellent. And the belts make the shape of an L, the letter L, and we like to talk about 4 L's when you tie a new black belt. The first L stands for the word longevity. Through your martial arts training, the goal is to lead a really healthy lifestyle and hopefully live to be 100 years old, right? Really, really old. I love student creed number 1 because it reminds us, well, let's say student creed 1. You guys say, I will develop myself.
I
of myself and pause man and avoid anything that could reduce my mental growth of my physical health.
Excellent. So you're avoiding all the bad stuff. It's a reminder, especially you guys who are becoming teenagers, you get exposed to a lot of bad stuff out there, and you got choices to make. Student creed number 1 is just a reminder that you want to take really good care of your mind and your body, okay? The first L is for longevity. The second L we'd like to talk about is loyalty. Karate students, black belts, are known for their loyalty. It's really, really important that we all be reminded that family comes first. Our family is the most important thing ever. Your family should be able to count on you. You should be there for your family. The next L that we'd like to talk about is the word lie. You don't want to live a lie, and what that means is when you're in class 2 times a week, you're a great karate student, you're respectful, you say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. You know, you bow to your training partners, and then when you're outside of the karate school, you can lead a different type of life. So maybe at school, you're a little bit disrespectful, or talking back to your parents at home and not contributing. You know, adults and teens, especially teens, you know, again, there's a lot of bad stuff out there, and you guys get choices to make. They say once a black belt, always a black belt. So it's really important you don't live a lie. We don't expect anyone to be perfect, but it's so important that you remember that I'm always a black belt, whether I'm wearing my belt or not, and there's high standards and certain type of behavior you want to live up to. Okay, the last L I'd like to talk about is 2 words, lots and lots. Same word twice. And just because you earned this level of black belt doesn't mean you know everything. You have a lot to learn, okay? So how many of you guys know everything, right? Teenage, you guys know everything? Your parents say everything, you tell you something, you say, I know, all right? You don't know, all right? Just remember that. You have a lot to learn. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. To do more what? Yeah, so you don't know, all right? So next time you say, I know, you don't. And having this black belt just to remind you don't know everything, you still have a lot to learn. So with that, I'm going to have you guys lean forward and touch your head to the new belt, and rest your forehead right down on that belt. This is the part where we're transferring all the years of hard work, sweat, bumps, bruises, all those times you didn't feel like going to karate and you came anyways. That's all going into the new black belt. Hold it right there. Normally we'd be done by now, but Mr. Ackerman's taking some cool pictures. Good, and everyone, you can kneel back up and take a second and tie that new black belt around your waist. We'll put the belt out in the center for today. Just so you know, back row, the new belts are very uncooperative. And we have a tradition I'll talk about whether it's tying the belt on too, and this is the real deal, I'm not joking. You have to wear your belt to bed tonight. Okay? So obviously, hopefully you're going to go home, get cleaned up. You don't have to wear your karate to bed, but you got to wear your belt to bed on the first night. Right? You guys do that? Yes. It's a tradition. If not, you will wake up and tomorrow morning it will be a white belt again. Now, funny story. About a year ago, one of our graduations, a little boy went to bed with his belt on, and his older sisters thought it'd be cool if they untied it when he was sleeping, put his white belt on. True story. He woke up in the morning and had a white belt on. He was, what did I do? Dad told me the story. They did it to him. Sisters can be cruel sometimes. I suppose brothers can too. All right, get those belts tied on. Good. Almost there. Good. Let's have you guys stand right up in good rest stance. Cool. And we have one last thing to pass out to you guys. Junior black belts. You know, some of you have bow staffs, but you're going to be working on some bow staff moves in your class, so we thought you would need your own bow staff. If you don't have one, we'll pass those out. Back row, you guys get a katana. They're the real deal. Parents, not to worry, I ordered them without the edge. East Thomas family, how are you going to get that thing home? They going to let you check that on the plane? Probably not. I can ship it to you if you need it.
If we're flying, we like it, too.
Okay, one last thing I'd like to say. We're going to make an incredible amount of noise in about 10 seconds. We're going to clap and cheer, make all kinds of noise. And the parents are going to crash the stage. They're going to come up here and raid the stage. And I just want to remind you guys that And when we're all done today, you want to show your family an attitude of gratitude. They were a big part of this, and willing to get to this point in your lives. So important. Give them a hug, say thank you. We have these incredible certificates over here for everybody, especially you guys in the back. Please do not leave without your certificate. Okay? Anything else? You guys want to do like some push-ups or anything, or should we wrap it up? Yeah, you guys are crazy. You can do them on your own at home. Okay? So with that, why don't we have to give these guys a big round of applause. Nice job, guys. We have a bunch of guys who come up on the stage. Come on up here.